Okay, let's go.
Nice pathing. Come on. Oh, jeez. All right, look. AI controlled. Jesus. Still AI controlled. Where the fuck are you going? Oh my god. And yeah. So if I don't have a highlight by now, then I'm never getting a highlight. Do I dodge behind? Burn. I figure if I've got a highlight, I might as well bug. Okay. Let's shed some suspicion. Okay, what do you do when you have a highlight? Not going to purloin. I guess I'm going to do banana bread last. Kind of chill out. And flirt. Alright, I think I can do this. If the double agent obeys. Yes!
Oh
Yay!
no, Lilith.
I was a little bit late on missions, which is my way.
Did I lowlight you for checking your watch?
The AI. So look at the initial. Look at
yeah, you're under AI.
My initial path is insane. Like, watch it. Like, this is why I didn't take control. I was just like, there's no way I can make like. My initial path had every possible crazy pathing insanity ever.
Oh, I always take control right at the start and hope that I can get a flirt or something in. No, I can't believe I let you for that. That's
So what did you lowlight me for exactly? The crazy path?
Checking your watch at the beginning. I'm too used to playing busy players.
Yes.
Who like to rush around at the start.
Yeah, I'm way too
you
slow.
Got you got the bug, and I didn't.
The bug was my finest moment. I thought I was highlight. So I thought I was highlight, and I was like, well, fuck it. Oh, it was visible too. It was visible. Awesome. Yeah. Watch it. Look at swing around at 2:30. Whoop! It's right there.
Oh wow!
It's totally visible. It's
That's
totally visible because of the low light too. That's funny because it's the contrast with the white background and the black arm.
So I think I was watching the conversation on my left at that point. Yeah, that's fantastic. Although I mean, two low lit players, very hard to see a bug or something, but that's deserved, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you low lit somebody, I mean, that's why I'm always so
low-light
impressed by people like Viri who bring people back from lowlights. Like I mean, I shot you. I guess I did well that one game where I shot you because of the purloin, and you were low lit, but that was more because of the purloin than the fact that you were low lit. Whereas the people who are constantly moving people up and down the register are impress me because like once I low lit somebody, they're over. They're dead to me.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same for me. I can take people back from a highlight. But never a low light. I mean, yeah, they're just out of the game at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
So,
they would have to do something. They would have to be
risky
dancing. They would have to be doing pirouettes in the middle for me to bring them back from a low light.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right,
mean,
so
there's that horrible moment sometimes in a game that you get to and you realise.
Oh yeah, you've low lit the spy, and I'm just like I just give it up at that point. I shoot somebody.
Feel like that. I was starting to feel like that, and then I saw White Danger.
Yeah. What did he? Oh yeah, why'd you shoot him? What did he do?
He just looked very busy. He jumped out of a conversation, jumped into it, and then walked away about 5 seconds later. But it was not enough to shoot him on. It was just that I'd run out of suspects.
Yeah, I was glad. I thought I was high lit, so I played it really slow. I was like, all right, I got to shed some suspicion here.
Yeah, that's a shame if you waste a low light.
Yeah, well, I thought I was high lit.
because you
The
didn't
opposite.
realize, yeah.
I remember there was a tournament game a long time ago between two way into 4-digit players, and I can't remember who it was, but like it just goes to show like they were both streaming, and I was watching both streams and trying to listen to both chats, and they were both talking to their streams, and one of them was like, oh man, I totally have a highlight now, and blah blah blah. And every move they're like, okay, I'm highlight here, so I got to make sure I do this. And he was low lit the entire time. Like, so even even like super expert elite players have no fucking idea.
It's just as scary though. I mean, if you think there's someone watching, I mean, you obviously don't know that they're watching or not.
Right.
So it's just as scary.
Right, and every time they move the laser away, like, oh, they're trying to bait me.
Yeah, it's like no, they haven't even seen you actually.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you can totally feel like that. It's very especially when you're tunneling. I mean, I think you can have kind of reverse tunneling as the spy, but you can tunnel as the sniper, and you see someone, and you say, right, they're going to walk into this conversation and talk, and they walk into the conversation, they don't do anything. You think, they're biding their time.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, whatever they do, you're just going to confirm that.
Exactly. Confirmation bias is very powerful. So wait, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think reverse tunneling is?
So reverse tunneling is, I think you just assume that you're being really closely watched.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah.
they look near you and you think, oh, they're watching me. And they
So it's
look
not like
away
it's
and
not
think,
it's not
"Oh, they're
reverse
baiting
tunneling.
me."
It's not reverse tunneling in the sense that you're not paying attention. It's like projected tunneling or something.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's
Yep.
the idea that somehow
Wait, and
the
you-
sniper knows exactly
Yeah,
who
and
you are.
as
I
a
think
spy,
people
you
do
think
that
that all the time. I think that's probably
yeah.
I think that's more common than tunneling. Like I think snipers tunnel all the time, myself included. But I think spies almost uniformly think they're always being watched.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I definitely thought that when I was a newer player, and I had some very scary games where you really think that you're being watched even though you're not. And
then
I think part of moving to a higher level and no longer being such a beginner is when you realise, hang on a minute, the sniper can't look at everything at once.
Right,
There's
exactly.
a lot of the time where even if I'm on their screen, they just can't see me.
Right, exactly.
And you start to realise. I think Viri does this a lot, which is crazy stuff that like Twitch flirting, bugging like right in front of them, or microfilm. Right. I think there's some missions which you can get away with that you just don't realise.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that, and I think that like that realization that, I mean, that's where the like just do missions the philosophy comes from, which I still need to practice on, which is this idea like you just have to keep doing missions.
Pretend the sniper isn't watching you.
Yeah, just make yourself. I mean, it's not that you pretend they're not watching. It's just you have to do missions, like, or you're gonna lose. And so like you just have to keep going. And so I'm constantly running out of time, or pulling some bullshit at the end because I haven't done enough missions. And it's because I'm constantly like, oh, but they must be watching me, and and I play it too conservatively. That last 30 seconds where it's just like, oh man, I'm gonna feel like such an ass if my top highlight is the winner, and I just But then like that, I love that tension is what the game's about. Like I love that like that cliff of decision making.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I think decision making is a huge part of the game. It's making decisions even when you don't know what the right thing to do is. So should I shoot or not is the simplest kind of decision.
Exactly.
But then there's so many more, like especially as spy, like what to do when exactly lay low and run out of time, or do you rush and get shot,
or do you try and bait them into shooting somebody with a fake banana bread or all this? I mean, one of the themes of the game aesthetically is consequential decisions with partial information is like one of the things I've been repeating for 4 years, and I think it really works really well on that. I'm super happy with how it's coming out on that front. But the funniest thing is there's going to be these times, and I assume it's going to be most of the time, where the frame isn't going to work, not because you didn't do a good job framing, but just because the sniper wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? In other words, like it's exactly the other side of the whole, like the spy always thinks they're it, like they've been made, like you think your amazing, elaborate frame job is going to come off perfectly, and actually the sniper was looking at 3 other totally different people.
I know, yeah. I feel so dumb if I do that. Like, I think, okay, so obviously they're suspecting him because of his pathing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for him to talk in the banana bread, and it turns out they low-lit them for the pathing. They highlight you for the green banana bread.
Or they just low-lit him for something completely else some other time. You had no idea. And so that whole, like, it's kind of a little bit of a narcissism aspect. Like, it plays with narcissism, right? It's like, I'm so important. Like, they know exactly who I am. You know what I mean? And, like, actually, no.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. Yeah, I think spies are, narcissistic and quite arrogant that they're watching me. Or
well, what's
they're watching whoever I'm framing.
What's the philosophy that of you're the center of the universe? It's is it solipsistic? What is it? I can't remember the name. Is it solipsism?
Solipsism.
Yeah.
It's the first result that comes up when you Google your question, word for word.
Cool. Track agrees with the narcissism thing. That's actually the first time I've thought about the narcissism thing in those terms. I've thought about the fact that you always think you've been made, but I like using the term narcissism there. I think I'm going to use that more.